10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
In the garden with a green leaf sway, see bunnies rolling up, we light it all way. Mr. Getter's got the bombs, we puffin' all night. Talking cultivation, yeah, we're feeling alright. Light it up, feel the vibe, let it be known. Garden cultivation network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night. Wednesday to Friday, we keep it alive. Cannabis talks, everybody's feeling high. Sharing secrets of the grow, it's a sacred art. In this cultivation game, you gotta play your part. Keep it real, keep it tight, watch the plants grow. Garden cultivation network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night.
What up?
Happy Wednesday.
Yes, halfway. Halfway
We
through.
are
Thank God.
halfway.
Yes.
So how was your week so far?
So
Everyone's
far
still
it's been very wet. It's been raining pretty much the whole week so far. So it's melting all the snow that we got last week, thankfully, because we got like I
yes.
don't even know 2-3 feet of snow, which was
Yes,
absolutely
you sent it
crazy.
here. Thanks a lot.
Thankfully. Thank goodness you got it, not me. Belongs there. You're in the north.
Yep. So we had an interesting show last Wednesday. If you missed it, you're gonna want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was a great show, actually.
Yeah. So we have a special guest today, but before we get into that, you can find all of our Wednesdays interviews over on Spotify under Garden Cultivation Network. You could also find Garden Cultivation Network on Instagram. You could find Mr. Ganix under Mr. Ganix and myself under C Bunny Grows too.
Yes. And make sure you hit C Bunny up because she lost her account a couple weeks ago, so she's rebuilding
Yeah.
once again. Instagram
Yep.
has taken toll on our community again.
Big time. It's been getting a lot of people. But thank you guys
It
for
has.
all being here. Don't
Absolutely. Yeah, if you
forget
want to
Fridays.
come show your grow. We want to see what you guys got growing on. Babies, mid-size, big plants, whatever, wherever you're at, we want to see them all. We love all
Mm-hmm.
shapes and sizes, all different strains, everything you got. We want to see it.
And
One thing
don't
I love
forget
about
to
doing
like,
that Friday show is we get to see
yes,
so many like inventions, like DIY inventions, things that people
I
do at
know.
home.
It's
They
pretty
they make
cool.
it up and then like 2 or 3 years later you see it on the market. You know, like the
Yes.
coat hanger trick we keep seeing people putting
Yep.
them in the corners of their tents
Yep.
to hold their tent out. Well, now I'm starting to see people are now 3D printing those and making them. You can buy them now. So all these little
Nice.
like different humidifiers and dehumidifiers and all this stuff that people make is just absolutely crazy to me. It's
Yes.
cool
So
to
thank you
watch.
everyone for being here. And don't forget to like and subscribe because at 500, we will be having a giveaway. So that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got some cool people on board for that. And yeah, different from some of the other giveaways we've done, which is
Yes.
kind of cool. We're
Yes, because
trying to think outside the
most of
box a little
you,
bit here.
as most of you guys know, we are also rebuilding this page. So
Yeah,
it's all new everywhere. We're all rebuilding.
exactly.
So thank
It's
you
fun
all
though.
for your
I've had
support.
fun. It's been a
Yeah.
fun little journey so far though on the new page.
Yes, it has been. And with
We
that
got
being
some super
said,
cool guests and we got another one tonight.
yes, are we ready for our special guest?
Yes, we have Mr. Glen Coyle of 61 Charlie. How's it going,
Welcome.
man?
Happy
How's it going,
Wednesday.
guys? Happy Wednesday.
It's
Yes,
going
absolutely.
good.
How are you guys
Halfway
doing?
through the week. Oh, we're doing
Halfway
good,
through.
man.
I heard you talking about the wet. Whereabouts are you located?
I'm in southwestern Ontario,
Okay.
so we've been getting lots of rain the last couple of days, and just plus temperatures too. So all the snow we got last week is all
Yeah,
melting now, right? So it's just everything is just slushy and messy.
it's gloomy. I'd
So
rather like pick one. I like the snow, but the wet. It's just it's a
Yeah.
bit gloomy. But I
I
go
could
on my
deal with
But
the
up
tent,
snow.
here,
It's
go in the grow
where
cold
tent
it's
with
for
the
some
minus
snow.
light.
20.
And where? Oh yeah, where are you? It's minus 20
I'm
now.
in northern
Oh,
Ontario.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting
Yeah,
all of our cold. We're getting the wetness.
Yes. Oh,
yeah,
yes. So
yeah.
for
Are you
those who
down
don't
in my
know,
area
oh,
too?
Yeah, I'm about an hour west of Toronto. What like
oh,
Okay, so I'm a
northwest.
little farther west than you. I'm 2 hours west of Toronto.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
I try to
okay, cool.
stay away from the city. I like where I am. It's a nice like small towns. I just love small towns. And after
Yes.
leaving the army, I'm like I just want to be situated in a small town, like good feel, nice people, less
Yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's nice. Yeah.
So
I like the
before we
Green
get
Planet sign
too
in the
far,
back
oh yes,
and the t-shirt. Yeah, love their nutrients. This is actually the first time I'm using Green Planet's their new nutrients for my grow downstairs. So like we were saying, it's cold
you're
and it's
doing the
gloomy.
Horty line.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm trying to beat the weather and I just go into my tent even if I don't have to do anything and just kind of talk to my
Yeah, go
plants
in there,
and
and pick up some
Yeah.
vitamin D, maybe.
yeah, right. It makes me feel better anyways.
Oh, for
Absolutely,
sure.
yeah. So before we
So
get
for
too
those
far, yeah, go ahead.
so for those who don't know who you are, can you give us a little rundown of who you are, what you do, and why you do what you
Yeah,
do?
absolutely. My name is Glen Coyle. I am a military veteran, and I'm the CEO of 61 Charlie, which is a cannabis company that is a platform for veterans, so they can access top tier medical cannabis products. Um, we came out only a few months ago, and we have flour, we have our go bags, which are our THC pouches,
I was looking at
and
those actually. Those were pretty cool.
yeah,
They
I'm
are.
so happy that we got like an innovative product like that to I want to cater to everyone. You know, if you're a flower user, if you're extracts, if you're pre rolls, if you're topicals, if you don't want to touch THC, like I want to cater to that. So it's obviously like as we know, the cannabis industry is difficult. So I'm slowly coming out with products, and the selection on the products is our selection is very difficult. Like we only want top tier. Um, you know, we're serving right now veterans, which is my world, and first responders. So that's kind of how 61 Charlie was created in a sense.
Okay.
I personally found that there was a lack in the market for top tier cannabis, especially going out to veterans and first responders. I
Yes.
knew that could be better. Um,
Yep.
and I decided to kind of get my hands involved, only because I know the people that do it. Cultivation, I love it. I'm not top tier. I can't grow top tier. I can't create these amazing products, but I know who can. So we do our proper recon, and we source out the best products and put them on a platform, which is Mendo Cannabis. And yeah, we're starting. We've only been running for less than a year, but the passion, everything has been well behind that for many years. So
Well, from what I've seen, I know two of the people that you are working with, and based off of those two people, I think the team that you have is pretty amazing. Like we were talking
It
about Green
is.
Planet, Growing Exposed, Mendo with Jay. You
Yeah.
know, it's like we actually met both of those people in Toronto. We were talking about this before we came on a little bit. We actually met both of them in Toronto, and both of them are absolutely amazing people. So
Yeah, they are incredible. And that is, I'm the one putting the team together. These guys are amazing in their areas. And that's 61 Charlie. The name was my call sign in reconnaissance. It means that name alone means a lot to me. It means everything to me. And to have the quality that we do, but the people that are working with us, you can't pick two better people in the industry for what I'm trying to accomplish. Like Justin with his nutrients and Green Planet, that passion. I've never seen somebody that passionate about what goes into a plant. And Jay, his expertise and being involved in the cannabis industry for a long time, but also caring, like actually giving a shit about veterans, first responders, and everyone. It's a good fit. So I'm very lucky.
nice.
That's
So
amazing.
I imagine being in the military, you probably weren't able to consume while you were there. Um,
No.
was cannabis something that you were already into before the military, and then you just kind of fell back into that after the military, or was this some like a new venture for you after?
Good question. I was, I don't want to say totally against it. I was just totally against the fact on taking it because I could lose my job and get charged
Yeah.
and have my tour medals like revoked and all that stuff. So that was just a don't don't bother, don't go there.
Yeah,
Um,
fair
but I
enough.
mean that's it's funny because that's what stemmed my passion, seeing it overseas when I was deployed in Afghanistan, seeing it cultivated and grown specifically for medicine and how it's, back at the time it was bastardized back home. That was
Yeah.
kind of the spark. That was like what's going on when you see people that don't have access to Tylenol, don't have access to medications like we do, and you're using the plant for those specific benefits. At first it was like, what the hell are these guys doing? Like, but you
Yeah.
have broken legs, you have mental illness, you have all kinds of different things going on, and you're using medical cannabis. That was the first seed that was kind of placed.
Okay.
It was
And that's
honestly, it was an eye opener for me.
that's what's amazing about
Amazing.
the plant. It's not only for physical health, it's also for mental health. It helps so much in so many different ways.
I agree.
Yeah.
Used properly, like anything else, it could be abused. It could
Exactly.
be right. But I strongly feel that there is literally a strain for everything. You know,
Oh
and
yeah, for
that's
sure.
I I uh,
Most definitely.
I pride in doing research in especially like for my world, and I'm saying my world because that's really I was a part of the military for a very long time. So to treat
Yes.
those ailments and my friends' ailments and like past friends, what possibly could have happened, that's why I do such heavy searching when I'm looking at genetics.
So speaking of strain, you have a new strain coming out, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about the new strain?
I have a couple that I'll tell you about because I'm honestly so excited. The growers that I have working with me are incredible. Coots Canada, Kootenai Quantum, soon Torcan, just phenomenal. Like one, amazing people. Like it's one thing to get flour, to get products and put them on the menu, but to actually sit down with these people and break bread with their family, these are good
Yeah.
people and they are legacy growers. And I say legacy with respect to the craft, as in, these guys have 20 years plus experience growing. Like they are dialed in, they know what they're looking for, and they know what other people are looking for. So we have, which is one of my favorites by Kootenai Quantum. It's Dark Matter, a beautiful heavy indica with incredible colors, cultivated to perfection. And we have another one coming out by Coots Canna. They did a pheno hunt last year, and Coots Canna is the reason why 61 Charlie's on the map in the first place. These brothers do incredible things and they are literally like our staple. Like, you want to see why 6-1 Charlie is doing good? Look at these guys. Um, they
I think
have
it's always important to have a strong team behind you, good partnership,
all
strong team.
100%.
Like,
I
For
mean,
sure.
that was the most important thing with 6-1 Charlie coming out. One, I'm looking to build relationships. I don't want to, and not discrediting anybody, but I don't want to search around the industry and take something and then maybe come back to that person. And I want to build relationships, because now these growers, not only I know what to expect from them, but they know what to expect from me. And when they're doing things like pheno hunting, for other companies or themselves, they come across stuff and they'll say this would be good for 6-1 Charlie. This is what
yeah,
veterans
I
can
know what
use.
he
It's
likes.
nice.
I know, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's been a good fit. So from Coots Canada, we have Neutronium coming out, and I'm excited because they're excited. When I talk to Simon and he's telling me like, I'm really excited about this pheno hunt. Out of all these genetics, we came up with this, and like that's what I'm sampled. Like that's what I'm giving you. It's a big deal. When I see this guy who grows, like I've never been to a grow where I'm looking at a plant and it looks like a fucking ninja turtle, like the neon green and like the beautiful purple. I'm like, it's
I
art.
love that.
It's absolute
Oh,
art.
yeah, yeah.
Right?
It is definitely an
100%.
art form.
So
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
what
they
you're
say
love
they're
looking at.
excited.
describing.
That's what I
Yeah.
love about
Oh,
Instagram and stuff. Like just scrolling through, looking at weed porn, basically.
Yeah.
You're looking at
I
plants and
I love it.
people's
And
flowers
that's
and stuff like that. That's
I
cool.
think that is such a huge and overlooked thing in the cannabis industry, is like, I want those people. I want those people that look at flower, look at yields,
Yeah.
look at, you don't have to get it from these big time companies. Like, I see so many growers that have a tent like me and they're doing amazing things.
Oh yeah.
They're dialed in, and it's for me, it's always been learn from experience. And I wish I could go back, but in a sense, no, that's how you learn. I'm overfeeding. I'm
100%.
I didn't check the nutrient balance that as often as I should have. The lighting was too
Hmm.
high. Like, it's all a learning experience. But that's the thing,
Well,
it's a
and
craft.
we're all home growers. Like our whole channel is basically home
Yeah.
growers, and
Growers. Yeah.
I always say, like, if you don't fuck something up in your grow, you're not learning. You're going through the motions at that point. If you're just
Yeah.
getting it right every single time, you're not trying new things. You know what I mean? That's what I
No.
love about home growing, is trying new things, learning from
You're
my
always
mistakes, exactly
learning.
like what you
You're
were
always
saying.
learning. And
Yeah.
I find there's a lot more freedom in home growing as opposed to, cultivating for a company, because at the end of the day, these companies are responsible for lots, that are already bought, and they have to produce and they have to meet these lots. There's there's not a lot of time for experimentation. There's not a
Exactly.
lot of time to experiment with the lights or manipulate the branches, or try different topping techniques.
Yeah.
Because and fair on both sides. If they came to me like, hey, I want to try this out on your batch, I'd be like, how about we just stick to it? Maybe
Yeah.
next time, like, as much as I want them to
Yeah.
experiment, it's either hit or miss. So when you're home
Yeah. Maybe
growing,
you get one going in the lab or something, and then that's your
yeah,
lab rat. You know what I mean? You can
exactly, yeah,
chop away, you can top it, you can try whatever, different feeding schedules. Like there's all kinds of
yes,
different things to tweak and mess around with. But like you said, you don't want to do that when you got whole
yeah,
rooms full
exactly,
of this, and you gotta have whatever done by the end of the month or whatever. You
Yeah.
can't
but
afford to crush an entire crop.
in saying that, I
No.
also want to promote growing to everyone, and I really think that a lot of veterans would value from your channel, because there's no egos. Like, you're growing for yourself, and this community is all about helping each
Exactly.
other. And that's why I love being involved in it,
Exactly.
because I come humble, and some of these cultivators have been growing for most of my life. So I am not coming in with, oh, I have great product. I have, like, no, I'm growing. I want to learn from you, like, and pick
Yeah.
up from everyone else. And it's a good community where you shouldn't feel embarrassed or, nervous, because
Exactly.
everybody has been there, you know,
Yep.
or they're not there where
Exactly.
you're
And
at. They're
that's
either behind ahead.
that's exactly what this channel is. Like Friday nights we do a show your grow show. So we have people from the community that want to come on and show their plants and talk about them. And if they have questions, don't be embarrassed because we all started, we all have made
Exactly.
mistakes, we
Yeah.
all have things that we don't know the answer to. So, you can come up here and ask us questions. And if we don't know the answer, probably somebody in the chat does, or
Yes.
Yeah.
one of us knows somebody that can help you. You know what I mean? So that's what this
And
whole thing was all about, was just bringing the community together and getting to
sharing.
know everybody and basically helping everybody out with each other, not us helping everybody out, like everybody coming together as a community and helping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
Yep.
that's the way it
exactly
should
what
be. And
it's turned
that's
into.
and that's the reason I love this industry so much, because there's so many people that I get to meet across the way, even going to
Yeah.
places across the way. I recently was in Barbados, and I met an incredible grower there. Like, his outdoor looks better than 90% of the indoor that I've seen. He has
Yeah.
skill. I just looked at what he's cultivating and I'm like, man. And then as we started talking and his techniques, I was just blown away. And that's like, it's seldom that that happens, like, to that scale. But I'm just looking around. I'm
Yeah.
like, how long have you been growing for? He's like, I've been growing since I was 13. I've been around the world every year. For the last 20 years, I've collected seeds. And I'm just like, my mouth is, just dropped at this point.
Yeah.
And seeing what he
Yeah.
produces and tasting it, like, so I managed to take a couple of those seeds back with me, and
Nice.
hopefully keep cultivating them, and like getting that Caribbean feel, that tropic feel.
Yeah. It's super cool.
Yeah.
So that being said, so you're not only a business, but you're also a home grower. You also grow your own at home.
Yeah, I do personally. I just it's
Nice.
therapy for me. It's
Oh, it is
if I can
so much.
encourage anyone that has mental health issues or depression or anxiety, like, growing is such a just stop everything and this is what matters kind of moment. Yeah,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
I love
They
it.
also there's also studies out there that say like just having your hands in the dirt
Yes.
is it changes, it's like medicine almost. Microbes and
It is.
everything that's
The
going on in the
energy
soil.
and
It's
yeah.
Yep.
life, it's living, I wouldn't say like all dirt, because I remember digging fucking trenches in the army. I'm like, this
Right.
sucks.
Yeah, that
But
might be a little bit
but
different.
maybe if I went back, I'd be like, hey, why don't you dig that trench and like plant something? Okay, that's a fair trade-off. But
Yeah.
now I
Let's
get to
plant a
plant,
bunch of
grow, and
cannabis seeds.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. As you're digging trenches, you're moving, you're transplanting
Yeah.
trees. Nice.
So what kind of
Yeah.
terps would you say you look for the most personally for yourself? What kind of smoke do you enjoy?
Heavy terp wise, I do like Mercy. Just talking like flavors, I love my citrus. I love my like nice lemon zest. I really appreciate an old school lemon haze. Anything with
Mm,
a lemon
yeah.
with the skunk, but I do like my fruity, and I like my candy vibes as well. I'm a heavy indica guy, so I love my pink kush. And then
That's good.
it's very fitting, but I love my deep Afghani strains. I love the crosses. It kind of like it's nostalgic in a sense for me, because we did have like
Yeah.
I did consume when I was in Afghanistan. So I that kind of brings me back, and they're very body effective for me, for pain and for like that, that state at night. They're really hard hitters, and I like that.
Relax after a hard day.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
during the day, I like a nice pining. I'm very outdoors. I try to get outside all the time. I just find the pine for me is beneficial, not only for like energetic and like creative and more awake, but I just like the smell and I like the taste of it. What about you guys?
It's
Now I'm
funny.
curious.
It's funny that you've mentioned the pine because the pine has come up, I don't know, two or three times in the last couple shows that we've done.
Yeah.
And that is one that I absolutely miss. I was talking about it was from like I think I went into high school in like 1996, and it was right around that time that I was smoking a lot of that piney weed. It was like grade 9 for me.
Yeah.
And I get little hints of it here and there on some stuff once in a while, but I haven't had that like full on pine Christmas
Yes.
weed. I haven't had that in a
Yeah.
long time, and I miss it.
And see,
It was
Bunny,
like
what about
that
you?
super green
I
with like the
like
dark red hairs.
yeah, I like the definitely the Kush gassy fruity. I'm
Yeah,
I'm towards that part. Yeah.
nice
I just
diesels.
threw my joint. Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like a nice diesel for sure.
Which is and so when I was in Barbados, I'm looking at this strain list. I'm like, oh, I can't bring back like 5 times 200 seeds. Like, man, this is I didn't have to narrow it down, right? So I got like what I missed, and that's like just an OG sour diesel, like one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and anything that crosses with a jealousy, for me that is so beneficial with like anxiety and depression. So I love my anything like apples, bananas, anything crossed with that jealousy, it's really beneficial for me. So I try to,
Right.
it's not always what I like, but I do when I find really good effects for
Mm-hmm.
for depression, for anxiety, for sleep, I try to pass that on. Hopefully it some other veterans, some other first responders can resonate with that. And like, yeah, me too. Like that worked well with me. And that's why terps are so important because I love pinene. Um, but there's other people that may have had a trauma or, around pine. Like it triggers different things, right? So
Yep.
Definitely, yep.
terps. I'm glad that there's been so much more education involving terpenes and like kind of tailoring a program off that because it's very important.
Yeah. I like too that
So
a lot of
I
people
never
aren't
knew.
as
Oh,
I like
go
too
ahead.
that a lot of people aren't as focused on like, I gotta get it to 35% THC.
Mm.
I'm going for a specific terp or a match of specific terps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I find a lot of people are now creating for the flavor and effect over high THC numbers.
Yeah, that's such a misconception too. Because I've had 16s hit like a 28, and
That's what I
percentages
mean.
really
Yeah.
at this point don't mean much to me. I want to enjoy my time. I want to
Yep.
enjoy the smoke. I want it to be a nice smoke. I want my ash to be really nice and white. I can
Yep.
tell it's cured properly, and I want to enjoy the taste. I don't want to taste
Yep.
something that's shit that tastes like Buckley's and like, okay, I fell asleep, but like I want to enjoy that. I'm
Yeah.
getting old now. I want to
Exactly.
enjoy the time that I have, and like,
Yeah.
it's my time. Like I have 2 kids. I'm busy, and when it's time to like kind of medicate in a sense, I want to enjoy it.
Yep.
100%.
100%. I agree with that. Totally. What were you saying, Bunny?
Oh boy, I can't.
Before I
Oh,
cut
they were
before I cut you
talking
off?
about the peppery smell. I didn't even know that was a terp until I grew the purple Urkel outside this summer.
Ah, purple Urkel, yeah.
I'm like, why does it smell like pepper? I look it up and I'm like, oh,
And
it's a terp.
did you like it? Did you?
It's not that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I like a nice lemon pepper cross. Like it
Okay.
sounds odd, but taste wise, it's very flavorful.
Huh.
Almost be like soothing in a way.
Yeah.
Like when you're sick,
Um,
you drink like lemon water or like lemon tea or something like that. It's soothing almost.
Purple Hills. The Purple Hills did a really good job on one of their vapes. It's a lemon pepper, and the profile is incredible, but the taste is just as good. Yeah, I really like those. So if they're watching, please call me because I want 61 Charlie to have them. I've been trying to reach out for them for a while because I love their vapes. They're out of
Yeah.
Creemore. They're a smaller company, but they do some really nice products.
Nice. What
Nice.
are I know like you have some cool people that you're already working with as we were talking about, and Miss Bunny pointed out to me today that Growing Exposed is going to be you guys are going to do a collaboration. Is that something
Yes.
is that like a business collaboration, or is this like you're going to do the like his videos, like he does crazy videos on his channel? But is that
That's
kind of what you guys are doing, like documentary style?
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. We did that a month and a half ago. The entire crew went out to Nelson in Kootenays in BC, and we went to Coots Canna, who is our, our incredible partners who grow for us, and that's where we shot it's season 4, I think, episode 3, I believe. But we did all the filming, so we put the teaser out, and I believe that the entire episode will come out in January. I'm not 100% sure, but what a
That's
what an
exciting.
amazing experience. Like, that's prior to me knowing Justin, I was following and I was watching Growing Exposed. I love the show.
Yeah.
I love learning. I love cultivation. Um, and I ended up reaching out to Justin probably about 3 years ago and just saying, like, how much I appreciate what he's doing. And as a veteran, like, it really means the world that someone's bringing all this education and just good people getting together. He reached out to me and we started a relationship just out of the passion for cannabis, and that's kind of, like, long story short, that's how Justin and I became partners. He has a huge heart for helping people. He has a really big heart for military first responders, and like I said before, Justin has a lot of things with Growing Planet, and Justin is a very successful person because he's honest, he's transparent, and he's incredible at what he does.
Yeah.
So
That's one thing
I
that I definitely noticed about him is
yeah.
Oh yeah.
you almost could get like if you didn't know him, you almost could get like he's a tough guy kind of thing, you know what I mean? But then as you talk to him, you only got to talk to him for like 5 minutes, and you're like, oh, not even.
Yeah.
He's just straightforward. He's blunt, he's straightforward, and there's no guessing with him.
No, there's not. And he's been an incredible person on this journey. And I literally couldn't think of a better partner with 6-1 Charlie. Like, Justin together, like what Justin brings, and is just a passion, and people know that. But what he does, and even his nutrients are incredible. So he knows what to look for. He knows what goes into the plants. So sometimes we'll go to grows and see, and Justin is giving, tips just because he wants to help to these growers. And I've seen some of these places completely turn their harvest around, really increasing yields in that. Just he likes to help out, and if he sees
He
something, he's
does.
like, hey, have you ever tried that? He doesn't mean it in a demeaning way at all. He
Yeah.
just wants to
Mm-mm.
help, and I love that, because ultimately that's what 6-1 Charlie wants to do. I will never have subpar products in my bags. I could be like so many other people that are in it for the money. That is not who we are. Products and people are our first thing, and that's why we pride ourselves, just like Mendo, in people who we don't do business with. Just because
And
you
it,
have a good product, if your ethics and morals aren't there, they won't work with you, and neither will I. I just want
And I
good
love
people that
that.
are humble and
Yep.
transparent. And it's the exact same. The selection process, actually, with what goes into our bags, is very much the same selection as 6-1 Charlie Reconnaissance. It's not easy to get in. They make a lot of cuts. It's very difficult, but once you're in, it's an entire family, and that's
yeah,
why I use the name. I took it from military and put it into cannabis, because it's top tier. It's, in my eyes, what is absolute top tier.
love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
I
Yeah.
know
cool.
it sounded like
Does
a sales pitch,
anybody?
but I'm just very fucking passionate.
Yeah, no,
Then
no, I
there's
like
nothing
that.
wrong with that, because in this community it is hard to find companies that are passionate and that are actually home growers themselves and know what they're talking about, not just trying to sell you their product. So it's nice
Yeah.
when you do find that circle.
And there's so many good people and companies out there. There's, your
Mhm.
ones that people know, but, like, the people that I meet and the companies that like I there's no reason why, if you're a company, you can't say, oh, that another company I love. Like, I love 1964's Flower, their Blue Dream. They did an incredible job with that. I love shouting out to people because it's only going to better the industry.
Exactly,
Exactly.
and it's no matter where you go, there's always going to be competition, right? So I mean, instead of
Exactly.
making it competition, it's just it's no different than being here on social media doing this. There's a lot of other people that are doing it, but instead of getting mad at people for doing it,
Exactly.
Support them.
you know,
Well,
hang
the
out
way
with
I
them,
look at
check out
it
what they're
too
doing,
is
see what's going on. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never met and I never will meet the best cannabis cultivator in the world because
Right.
in my opinion they're artists, right? So how can I get mad or why would I get mad if another company has an amazing flower and it looks beautiful? That's an artist, right? You'd never get that with a Van Gogh or a Jackson Pollock. You can't compare them. Everyone's
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
what they do and it's a craft and it's art. So we've taken
Well,
on
at
the
the end of
approach
the
that
day, you look at
we
that and you
applaud them.
go, when you look at that and you go, okay, so I've noticed these guys, I've tried their flower and I really like it. Hopefully one day they notice me and they try my flower and they feel the same way that I do. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like
Hmm.
And
it's
that's
kind of
what
like
builds
you look up.
relationships and keeps people getting better. I love shouting out, and he's a friend of mine, Cyrus from Loud Plug. Like I'm so proud of him. He's done such amazing things. He is an absolute OG in the game, and he's a nice person. Like he genuinely is a nice person. You know how I can tell? Not only because we're friends and I know him, but he goes into his facility, and no matter who you are working in there, they're talking to him like, "Hey, Cyrus, how was your weekend?" And they're talking. No matter if you're a CEO or if you're the janitor, like it's a team, and that I
Yeah.
appreciate that very much. And there's no reason
Yeah,
for like
everybody's
competition or bitter. Like I'm proud of him. I buy his products still, and I like his products. You know.
yeah, yeah. That's how you can tell a true friend right there too, is when you're friends with somebody and you buy their products instead of saying,
Yes,
"Hey,
Yeah.
I
can I
know.
have some of that?"
I know.
That's how you can tell that you're a true friend. It's because you still buy your friend's products, you know. So
It's
Yeah.
been really nice and overwhelming to hear. And I'll be honest, I was very like because I believe in it, I love it. The product's going out. There's always going to be a negative. I haven't got that. Knock on wood. But just somebody that might not like it, that might not be their tour profile. But for the most part,
Yep.
100%, I've been getting nothing but great feedback and people like people that I know or that I don't know, but hey, tried your product. Like friends will message me, like very close friends. I'm like, why did you buy that? I have some in my house, you just came over, but they want to do that as
yeah,
support and I really appreciate that. And they're like, I got your
Yeah.
product. And I showed like other friends and like they were blown away. I'm like, it makes me proud because that's what I want 6-1 Charlie to be, is a place that people can look at and be like, I see that bag, I see that logo, I know it's going to be good. Like they
Yep.
put their fucking heart and soul into that.
Yep.
And
yeah,
it's not
And of
me, like
course,
it's the growers. Like these guys are the
yeah.
ones that do it. All I am is a name in a bag. These guys are the ones
yeah,
that do day in and day out and cultivate for us. Like they are amazing people.
And there's always going to be hate eventually, but you got to also remember to concentrate on the 100 people who do like it and not the one that doesn't. And that's
Exactly.
important to
Yep.
remember
And
that.
you
A
know
lot of
what?
people tend to forget that.
If they don't like it, I genuinely want to know why.
yep,
Because like if
Yeah.
it's something that me and my team believe and everyone's agreed and we have it on, I want to know why. Like what was it that you didn't like? Was there
Yeah.
an issue? Did it like I really want to know. I'm not like, oh, this like never. I want to
Yeah.
know.
yeah. Yeah,
So
you
you'd
take it
like
as
to hear
constructive
all
criticism
feedback.
and
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, and
Exactly.
the thing is too, like you have more than one strain available and you have different ways of consumption available. So
Yeah.
was it the certain strain that the person didn't like, or maybe okay, so this is your terps that you like. Maybe I can put you on to this one, and maybe you'll like that one better. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I saw somebody in the chat. I think it was all that's green. Said there's something out there for everybody.
Yeah.
So or there's a
Exactly.
strain out
100%.
there for everybody.
And that's
But
And it
why
could
going
we're
just be
back,
like you were
slowly
saying, earlier, like a certain terp set it off, or sometimes I smoke weed that's super heavy sativa, and I get that like really anxious feeling. I call it
yes.
heart attack weed.
Yeah.
And, so I know I went a little too far into daytime type of weed where I can dial it back a little bit with maybe like a hybrid of some kind. But
yeah.
could be something simple as that.
Funny quick story. I really learned that lesson taking either too much or not in Afghanistan, which is probably the worst place to learn that lesson. But I'll never
Yeah, no
forget.
kidding.
I was smoking a joint, and my buddy, we were on watch. Um, oh, you're taking a lot of that. I'm like, no, I've only took like 6 holes. Like, you know that it's hash, right? And my face kind of like, oh shit. Yeah, I definitely took too much. I saw things that weren't coming that were, and it was, probably a bad time, but a great learning
Intense.
experience at the same time. Like that was a silver lining, but I'll never,
Yeah.
never do that again. No, not in a war zone, anyways.
Yeah, no kidding. That's crazy. That's
That
crazy.
would
No, I
be,
bet you
yeah.
that's one thing I don't think I've ever had anybody tell me is like, you ask people what's the craziest place you've ever smoked weed. Well, that's probably one of the craziest places that you've smoked weed, and that's an answer I've never got before. So
Yep.
in a war zone. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
a feeling that a lot of people will never have,
oh God, I hope they
is
don't have
not
that.
not
You
smoking
know?
in a war zone, but just being
Yeah.
there and seeing some of the stuff that you guys have seen, and it's pretty crazy. So that's why I think it's amazing what you're doing and kind of giving
Thank
back
you.
to the veterans. It's veteran made for veterans.
And
So I think that's awesome.
we're starting on this platform, but I want it accessible to everyone. It's I feel like we have created an amazing team, and we
Mhm.
know what to look for, and we know what people to deal with, and we know what people jive with us, and we build relationships on that because there's so many great cultivators, and I mean we're just scratching the surface. But when you have a good team, and when you have a team that knows what to expect, and knows what you want, and knows what your clientele kind of wants, then they can cultivate something that gears toward that, or they can pheno hunt for something that is a little bit more in one direction. So it's I would say the most important thing to me in this industry is building relationships. Because if it wasn't for that, there's not a fucking chance I would be here with, people like Justin and Jay as my partners, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And even meeting, like going further, like meeting you guys and getting veterans into your channel that want to cultivate that, like, you know what, I want to try that. It's
yeah,
you can start it simple to expert, like it's
Yep.
a really, really fun, enjoyable passion and hobby.
yeah. And
And it
that's
doesn't
the one
matter
thing.
how old you are either. You could always come into it. Like I only started 2
Yep,
years ago, and like it's been such an amazing experience. And like you said, just the growing part itself is so, it's like meditation. It's
It,
just so good for the soul.
it really is. Like you're under, you know, a high volume lights. I feel like I'm on vacation sometimes. Like
yeah,
I love that feeling. I love being in there with plants, and I love giving them water and feeding them and watching them grow. Like you're doing that, right? You're creating
yeah.
and taking care
It's
of a
it's a
life, and that's
rewarding feeling, very rewarding feeling at the end of it all. Even watching the process from start
I
to
love it.
finish, just each step of it is a rewarding feeling.
I
Pretty cool.
I I love going to our gromies, and I love helping either harvest or water, or I love being there. And that's like I'll leave my house, and I'm teaching my kids too. Like I have 3 rooms in my place, like 2 tents in one room, and one of them is strictly vegetables. So each of
Yep.
my
Nice.
kids will be in charge of, one will have tomatoes, cabbage, lettuce, and the other one will have, carrots, this and that, and they're taking care of it because it's feeding us. And
That's amazing.
there's nothing better than planting something, watching it grow, harvesting it, and then eating it. Like that's it's a
100%.
lot of it's a lot of work, but it's so much fun, and it's so
I
enjoyable,
feel
and like it's therapy.
I
Yep.
feel like a lot of kids have lost that in this day and age too. Like, when you're a kid, you're hanging out at grandma's house while you're out in the garden because that's what
Yes,
she's doing. You know what I mean? So you're learning about it, whether you knew it back then or not. And I feel like with everybody with social media and video games and all this crazy shit that kids have nowadays, tablets and phones at 8 years old,
Yep.
they've people have really got out of the teaching how to grow your own food
fun.
or grow your own, not necessarily medicine, but just plants in general. Like they've lost.
Yeah.
So I think
Yes.
And
it's
it's a
super
great,
cool when I
great
hear
way
that.
to bond with your child too, because that's what I do
100%.
with my youngest, and it's taught him so much. He's been diagnosed like ADHD, ODD, and him growing, like there's been such a change in him. It's amazing what just the aspect of growing can do.
Just a hands-on, whether that
Yeah.
is building, whether that's cultivating. I love having hands in dirt, and that's, if you ask a kid now, like, what does it feel to have your hands in soil, and like the first thing they're going to do is pick up their phone because they haven't done it. And right, that's not.
Yep.
But to back to your point, you can start anywhere. You can start at, you can start as 10, you can start at 30, you can start at 50. There's no timeline,
Yes.
right? And once you
I love
start, you
that.
kind of get that bug, right? And I've heard a lot of people say like, "Oh, I want to do it, but
Exactly.
I don't have a green thumb." I don't have a green thumb. There's so much
Neither did I.
information out there and channels like
Yes.
this that are okay. Like,
Yep.
they'll start from scratch. They'll start from seedling,
Yep.
and there's different ways, and they'll also start with what you have, because I respect the fact that
Yep.
not everyone can own a tent or a tower or however they cultivate, but in the summertime, it's planting a seed. So,
And I mean, I used to grow all kinds of stuff just in my kitchen window. You know what I mean? Like
yep.
plant a couple seeds for something, throw it up in the kitchen window, it get to be about that big. It'd be like celery or whatever, just all kinds of different stuff. And then I would, when the weather was nice, it would go outside and into the garden. And that
Or
was like,
yeah,
yeah,
even in the
5 or 6
wintertime,
of them
just
lined up in the window, and I had nothing except for a solo cup and some dirt. That was it. And a seed or a cutting of something, whatever it was. And like it cost me nothing. You
yeah,
don't even
and
need
it's
a solo cup.
incredible.
You can just take an old cup out of your cupboard if you want to,
Yeah.
drill some holes in it and fill it up with dirt and go from there.
The solo
So
cup
you
is
can do
the
it for
world
almost
renowned
nothing.
though. Like, anyone can do it.
Yes.
Starting in, I don't like I
Yep.
master growers to, someone that's just cultivating today. That solo cup, it never gets old.
Yep.
So, and they're everywhere.
Yep.
So I'm
Have you
curious,
seen oh, go ahead.
what is your growing style? Do you grow photos, autos? Do you top? Do you do any training? Just let them
Um,
be.
I grow varieties. Some of the seeds I'll buy strictly for autos, and some of the seeds that are gifted to me, I'll still grow. Um, I am I grow in Rockwool. I grow my cannabis in Rockwool, and I grow my vegetables. I'll grow them in soil. Um,
Okay.
Rockwool only because I've gotten so many great tips throughout the years from people who grow as an LP. So my knowledge of Rockwool surpasses my knowledge of cocoa, living soil. So it's what I know. I will branch out, but for the time being, I'm growing aeroponically. I'm growing my lettuce and vegetables and some of that aeroponically in my tower.
Nice.
And in my one tent, I'm growing rockwool, and the other tent beside that, my veggies are a soil, like, mixed with green planet nutrients.
Nice. Nice. Yeah,
And what about
I
both of you?
go ahead, buddy.
I missed it. What's that?
Oh, sorry. What do you
Your
mean?
growing style.
Oh, so I've done autos. I'm actually doing autos right now, but I definitely prefer photos. I'm not so good at autos. And when I started growing, I started outside, so I'm used to these massive plants. So then I go to small plants, and it's not really my style. I do use the soil, so ProMix HP has definitely been my soil, and Green Planet, always Green Planet.
Nice.
You
Yeah, and I
guys?
I was similar, I guess. I'm in the Pro Mix, and I did
High design.
dry amendments, Gaia Green for a long time. Started with synthetic nutrients like um what are they called? Advanced nutrients. I started with advanced nutrients, and I was like, oh my god, I can't do this. 7,000 bottles of nutrients that I have to feed these plants every single time I feed. I was like, I feel like a freaking scientist over here, and I'm not. So I was like, this is not the way I want to do this. So then I learned about the dry amendments and got more into, I guess, like a living soil kind of thing. Never did the no-till, which I would really like to do, but I haven't got to the point yet. But now, they use hydrozyme nutrients and just came out with A and B nutrient line.
Yes.
So they have their microbes, their enzymes, their like defense, and then they have their cleaner for like air lines and stones and water lines and all that stuff. But now they have the A and B nutrients, and it's super easy. It's mix it in water, same part A, same part B, and
Yeah.
you give it to it from day one all the way up
Yeah.
until the end. And it's just basically you change the amount, but
Yes.
every time you feed, A is the
It's very
exact same amount as
straightforward.
B. It's so
Yeah.
easy.
And
So
that's
yeah,
what
I'm
I
really
like
liking them. This is my
about,
first run with it.
yeah, and you have beautiful plants. That's what I liked about Green Planet, how they switched, how they came out with the new hoarding line, because there is less mixing. It's so much simpler and
Yeah.
so much quicker.
I find my chart, like I had a chart of feeding in my old place, and now it's gone down to so much. Like I'm like, oh, perfect. I can do this. I can,
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
busy, but I can do it. So it just,
Yeah.
yeah. I
for
did
me, it makes it
actually.
one less thing, and it makes it more enjoyable for me. Because I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, I'm out of that one, or like I have to have them, matched up. So it makes it a lot
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, for
I did
sure.
use the hoarding line. I did go through a grow with that. Shit, I'm freaking out in there right now. I did use the hoarding line, and one night I was transitioning into flower, and I thought, okay, well, I'll give half of the strength in veg, and then the other half of the strength I'll do in bloom. Well, I didn't do half strength of each one. I did full strength of veg and a full strength of bloom. Had my plants woke up the next day and they were basically dead. I
Oh,
was
They
like,
were not
oh, what did I
happy.
do? But I was so used to doing like dry amendments with organic where there's a lot of forgiveness, really. I mean, like
yeah.
it's really hard to burn your plants and it's really hard to mess up that way. But I was like, man,
I know that feeling. It's
I don't even want to
heartbreaking.
tell Justin or Dom or any of those guys. I was like, shit, I can't
I
even get
know.
mad at them. This
But
is my
everyone
fault
everyone
100%.
does it, and that's the thing too
Oh
about
yeah,
burning. Like, I know those days because I've woken up and like, what did I do? And
yeah,
it's, oh man, it's so. But again, like, learning from experience, and everyone starts somewhere. Everyone's got to
yeah,
start somewhere, and I'm lucky because I get the grows that I go to. Like I'm talking to your Michael Jordans, and they're telling me like
right.
their tricks and even their topping techniques. Um,
Did we freeze? Did I freeze?
Nope,
Did he
you're
freeze?
still good. I think he froze.
Oh
Hopefully he
no.
comes back.
Yeah.
Hopefully he
If
comes
he
back.
fr
We're almost at the end of the hour,
yeah. But
but
if he
actually,
could hear us, just log out and come back in and we'll just let you back in.
my back.
here,
You are, well, I hear you.
Oh,
there he
Oh,
goes. There we
there we
go.
go.
Oh, no sound.
I think the sound's on the other screen thingy.
We'll give him a
Let's
sec
give him a
here.
second.
We're almost
Yeah.
we're almost at the end of the hour. I was gonna
It's
let me
been,
share this too. This here, this is their website here,
yes.
61charlie.ca. You can go there, check it out. They have men's clothing, women's clothing. They have here's some of their products here.
Look at that. That is beautiful.
It gives you a little write up on what it is and tells you where you can get it. You can click here and go straight to the website to get it. And yeah, it gives you a little write up about what's in it and different terps and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
go check out their website there. Right. Yeah, we're just going over the website, checking it out.
Yes, it's going to be bigger. It's everything can be found on Mendo, and again, we're taking our time and we are selecting, top tier. Um, Keeping that in mind, we're trying to keep on the medical side. We're trying to keep the gram deduction as low as we can,
Yeah,
meaning lower that and price because I want to have, in my opinion, the best flower on different platforms on the medical side, but I want it to be accessible. I'm not gouging. Again, we are out to make a name for ourselves with product, and we build a community based on that, and it just shows in the partners that we are working with. Like your Coots Canas, your Kootenai Quantums,
Yes.
your Icors, and we're getting the right feedback. A lot of the guys are growing with Green Planet because they have grown up either using something different or they're continuing with Green Planet. And it's not, it's again, it's not a sales pitch, it's what works. And they've seen
Exactly.
massive increases in yields and cultivation. And if they have somewhere to go, they can talk to Justin. You know,
yeah.
they call him or
And
they
the
ask
Is
thing,
questions.
is it accessible internationally? Is it just Canada, US?
Uh, Good question. So right now, we are in Canada on medical platform on Mendo, and soon it will be going on the rec market. I believe in this brand so much that I think it'll be very well accepted on the rec side.
I'm excited.
nice.
So that's the next step. We will get big in time, but with that comes we need to make sure that everything moves as a perfect
Got to
as a
take all the
top
small
tier.
steps.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I've
Yeah.
seen
I
it
think
too
the
many
way you guys are
times.
doing it is perfect. Like when you jump into something too quickly, that's when you overlook things sometimes. And right now, you take it like Bunny said, one step at a time. Like you can take one step and you can kind of assess everything that's going on and make sure it's running smooth, and then the next step comes, and then as you
Exactly.
said, you'll get bigger over time. But yeah, I think the not the longer you take, but if you take your time and really like stick with what you're focusing on, I think when
Hmm.
you do get big, I think it's gonna be an amazing thing. So
Thank you. We're taking our time for a reason. I've seen it, and I'm sure you guys have seen it time and time again. A good craft company has started, and they want to adapt and be available to everyone, but that reach isn't as big. And a lot of the times product suffers, and we will never let that happen.
yeah,
So
or they try to
again,
grow big
it's
too fast, and then they get ahead of themselves and things don't work, right?
no, we
Because
are
they did it the opposite way of what you're doing it. So I think it's
and
super cool.
it's very easy, and it could be enticing for people to do that. That means more profit, more this and that. But again,
Yeah,
my name is much more important than profit. I'm healthy, my kids are
yeah,
healthy. I want people to look at these bags in 10 years and be like, yeah, I remember getting these guys and the quality is still the same. So
yeah.
that's
I love that.
like
Well, hearing
anything
it like
else,
it's a long term thing. You're thinking not today and tomorrow. You're thinking
no.
10 years, 20 years, 30 years, however many years. But you're thinking long term, and that's kind of the way you got to do it.
This is
Instead of jumping in and I'm gonna get rich in 1 year and
yeah.
then I'm out.
And
You're
for
like, no,
what?
fuck that. I'm here for good.
I've
I'm not
seen it.
leaving.
I've seen it too much, and I've seen
Yeah.
money. It doesn't appeal to me in a sense that everyone needs it. I need it, but that doesn't define me, and that sure as hell is not the reason why I joined the army, and that's not the
Right.
reason why we're doing this to help. So like anything, like a plant, we need to make sure that through a seedling, through a veg, through a harvest, it's getting the nutrients that it needs, and then when it's
Yeah.
ready to harvest and cure, then it'll go out, and that's the exact same steps that we follow with 6-1 Charlie. Nothing is leaving until it's past everything, and the minimum is a 10 out of 10 in the bags. We're going for 11s. That's
Beautiful.
that's who we are.
I love that.
Cool. So I have one more question for you. It's not a very serious question by any means, but the motorcycle that is on your Instagram page, is that your bike?
That is my hopefully soon to be bike. That's like a manifestation.
I
Okay.
love that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
like
had
I was like,
I came back from my second tour in Afghanistan. I bought myself a present. I bought myself a Fat Boy, and I love
nice.
it. I loved it, and I sold it. So that this is my manifestation for a new bike.
Nice. Well, I
That's
hope you get
amazing.
it because I saw that I was like, God damn, I hope
Isn't
that's
that
his
nice?
bike.
I know. I know.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Not mine
Nice.
yet. Yeah,
Working
Nice.
on it.
working on it. Work in progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
So
That's
for
all right. You'll
those,
get there.
that's right. For those who don't know, where can they find you, like on social media? IG, Facebook, YouTube, any of those platforms?
Yeah, social media. Six One Charlie is on Instagram, Facebook, all like those the major ones. Mine is my tree story. That's like my personal, but Six One Charlie is Instagram, Facebook, and product wide. You can find it on Mendo Cannabis platform.
Love
Nice.
that.
Where you can also buy merch as well. You guys have men's apparel,
It's
women's
pretty
apparel, all kinds of
badass
different stuff on
clothing.
there. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
the same thing kind of with our clothing. Like I wanted to. I'm very proud of Six One Charlie, and I want to wear that, but I want good quality. So we have like
Yep.
the even the hoodies like I give them to people or they buy them like this is actually really good. It's warm as shit. It's comfy. I'm like I know I wouldn't put
They're
shit
good
on.
prices too.
So
I was looking at them. I was like, shit,
yeah,
that's a good price for a hoodie.
Yeah.
Usually, like you're looking at hoodies, they're like $70, $75, and I was like, shit, they're like a little over $50 Canadian.
yeah,
So
and
for
I want
Yes.
people to wear them, right? So like yeah, our profit margins on those are literally nothing, but I want
yeah.
people to enjoy
Oh
it and
no,
like
we
it's a
know, we
comfy
know,
shirt.
we know all about the clothing shit.
Oh God, yes.
We had a different channel and we had some clothing and we're like, it's awesome to see people rocking it, wearing it. And again, it was never anything to make a lot of money on because it's like price
Yeah.
is this much, but really at the end of the day, we see this much of it.
Especially on good
Yeah.
Like,
quality stuff, right? And I
Yes.
yeah,
remember having somebody come up to me like, "Oh, why don't you get this? You can make way more money." I'm like, "For what? Somebody to walk around in a shirt that I'm not proud of? Like, I don't want
yeah,
that."
Yeah.
I take everything
exactly.
very seriously, like the military, and like dress and deportment is a huge thing. So if it's
Yeah,
good, I wanted our stuff to be like Lululemon quality in a sense because I love that stuff, and you could wear it for like 6 years. I don't want somebody to buy
Yes.
it and then have to buy another sweater. Like, same as
run it through the
our
dryer a couple
products.
times and it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, half of it's gone in there, but no, I'm very excited. We have a solid platform, and 2025 will be us kind of showing what we can do, and the growers will get to show what they can do. So I'm pumped. It's going to be a good year.
Nice. Nice. We're
So
definitely
definitely
excited
keep an
to
eye out. Yes.
yeah,
We are
we're
very
definitely excited
excited.
to see your next year and your year after and your next decade and you know, I'm excited to see you go far with this because I think you're a pretty cool guy and you're doing this for a really cool cause and I think honestly, I think it will take off and you guys have a great team behind you which makes it a whole lot
And
easier for
all,
everybody when everybody gets along,
yeah.
so it's awesome.
And all
100%, and
passionate.
it is that is the word. Like if I had to describe Six and Charlie in one word, 100% it would be passion. The people that are
Yeah.
here are the people that want to be here for that reason. And again, like we have I don't want to turn around. I don't want to hire and fire people. I want people that are with us from the beginning. I want them to grow with us. And that's
Yeah.
we take pride in that because as you know, this industry is it can be cutthroat and there's no fucking reason for that.
Very
There
much.
really isn't.
No, there isn't.
Agreed.
So the
Yeah.
people
Very
that
much
started
agree.
with us, even the people that started with us like doing marketing and social media, I want these people from now until the end.
Yeah.
And if 6 1 Charlie does well, they do well.
Love
Yep.
that.
I love it. I love it. But we are at the end of the hour. Again, another show that
Yes.
just flew by.
Yeah, I
pleasure.
Goodness,
appreciate you
yes.
guys having me on. I love your channel, and I honestly can't wait to get more veterans and first responders involved, and like coming to your
Definitely.
channel for tips and like if they want to grow, because I really think, like Steve Blaney said, it's therapy.
Very
It's
much
very
so.
Very
therapeutic.
much. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like
It's
you said, every
what do they say?
Friday we have our show, our grow. So if ever you're available on a Friday, we would love to delve more
Yeah,
Yeah,
into your
love that.
garden if you can.
pop on and
Absolutely.
show your gardens. Yeah,
I'd
Yes.
that'd
love
be
to do
cool.
that, guys. We'll definitely keep in
Yes.
touch. I love your channel, and you guys are doing awesome things. So I very much
Thank
appreciate
you.
you having me on.
Thank you very
Yeah, we
much. Yeah, we'll
appreciate
definitely
all
get you
you've
back
done.
on because I think there's, like I was telling you earlier, there's probably more stuff
Oh yeah.
that we could learn about you. And I'm sure by the next time we have you on, you'll have a couple more strains out. You'll have some new stuff going on. So there's always a next conversation for sure.
Absolutely. I
So
probably won't
Yes.
have the bike, but I'll have some new strains in that. Work in
all right.
progress. So it's
Well,
kind
Keep
we'll kind
manifesting.
of we'll help you manifest.
I
Yeah.
manifest the shit out of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Have
All
a
right,
great rest
Glenn.
of the week, guys.
Thank you for coming on, and it was a pleasure
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah, you too, guys.
Yes,
Have
and
a great
thank you
rest of the week.
for all you've done for everybody.
Thank you. Thank
For
you
the
very much.
country,
For all
for
the
everybody.
vets
Yeah,
and yeah.
I really appreciate that, guys.
absolutely, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, guys. Thanks.
Night. That was so
Nice.
much fun. What an amazing
That
person.
was.
So if you don't already, give Glenn a follow. Like he said,
I
it's
did post
61
his.
Charlie.
I did post his Instagram link in the chat
Okay.
a
And
few
then there's
minutes
the
ago.
tree, his personal account. But yes, thank you everybody for joining us. And
Then here's
I don't
his
know if we have
website as
anything to
well.
say. Oh, he
Next
posted it.
Wednesday.
Perfect.
That's his website. His Instagram is up a little farther. You just gotta scroll up a bit.
Yes.
So Friday, 9 o'clock. Come show your grow.
Yes.
Come say what's up. Next Wednesday, we have Mr. Germination. Mr. Germination. We have Don from Can of Can. So he will be on. And if anybody wants a Can of Can, you can use code GCN. Save yourself 10%.
That's right. And
But he
just a
will be on next
reminder,
Wednesday, and that's going to be super, super cool. He's got all kinds of stories to tell us about Vegas and all that good stuff. So,
yes. And just a reminder, all of our episodes could be found over on Spotify. Our
yep.
Wednesdays episode.
And not only that, but we're trying to get to 500 subs on this channel too. So when we do, we're going to do a giveaway on the YouTube on our show. So send it out, share it, tell your grandma, have her tell her brother.
Her grandmas.
Yep. Share it
All
with
right.
everybody.
With that being said, we will see you all on Friday. Thanks for
Yes.
hanging out with us. Don't
Yes.
forget to like and
So-
subscribe.